Good noon, all of you. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible to everybody. Hi, Sri Vishnu. Hello, Varun. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, China. Bharti. Hi, Pragya. Hello, Sanil. Hi, Tanvi. Good noon. Right. Same here, Kashish. Good to see you too. Good afternoon. I'm also good, Pranita. How about you? Good noon, Prashant. Good afternoon, Dharmi. Good noon, Om. Hi, Nandini, Prashant, Kinjal, Satish. Good noon, Surabhi. I welcome you all to this session. And today we are going to talk about contextual vocabulary. Okay. So, what is the meaning of this word context? Who will tell me? Good noon, all of you who've just joined us. Prachi, Sunny, Harry. Good noon. Rituja, Gaurav, Shubhangi, Sejal. Hi, Samrat. I am doing well. Yes. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you so much. You guys also have a good day. Have a great day. Good noon, Aman, Sarish, Kajal. Yes, China. Sometimes I also feel that at 12 p.m. we meet from Tuesday to Saturday. Now I've got so used to seeing some of your names. Okay, that if let's say you don't attend, then I feel okay, this student is absent today. So I also feel like your class teacher. Sometimes I feel like I'm taking attendance also here. Right. Hi, Bhushan, Harsh. Tell me, what is the meaning of the word context? The word context. Okay, a different question. Why do you think we need language? Yes. What need must have been felt by people that language was invented? Yes, tell me. Something you already know. Hi Tushar. Okay. I'm good, I'm good. Thank you for asking. School vibes are in. All right. Good. You're back to school. So, language was invented because we want to be understood. We want to be clearly understood. That's a very natural tendency of a living being that we want to be understood correctly. Right? And that is the reason why context is also very important. So, language is important because we want to be understood. Communication, clear communication is important because we want to be understood correctly. And that is the same reason why context is important. So context means the words surrounding a particular word. If I talk particularly about language, the words surrounding a particular word, the environment that forms the context of anything. The environment, the word surrounding a particular word in the case of language. So, why contextual vocabulary is important? Because see, when you have conversations with each other, it's not like you ask each other synonym antonyms. That does not happen. That is something that you're doing just for your examination purposes. You talk to each other. There is some story that, let's say, you are discussing. There is some background to what you are discussing. So, in case we misinterpret the context, or in case we are not able to communicate the context to our listener clearly, that creates problems. Okay, big problems, let me assure you. So, understanding the context clearly, in conveying the context clearly is very, very important. Hence, the need to develop contextual vocabulary. In fact, the close test that we've been doing, okay, we have attempted it in quite a number of sessions. That close test is a classic example of contextual vocabulary, and it is used even in employment aptitude tests. Okay, so a lot of companies, when they come for placements, they give you an aptitude test. In the verbal section, you would often encounter a close test because they want to see, are you able to make sense of the environment? Are you able to make sense of the surrounding words? Or do you misinterpret the context? So that's the reason why this is all the more important, not just for your exams, but also for your life. On this note, let's begin. Okay. So here I have a sentence. Okay. The sentence tells you a lot. Even if you do not know the exact meaning of the word exacting, then also the sentence will help you. So let the sentence guide you. Then eliminate, always eliminate. Probably you will be able to narrow down to, let's say, two options, or maybe you get the answer also. Let's see. We have done these words. Most of these words we have done in our previous sessions. So should not be a problem. Okay. Let's see. Good noon, all of you who just joined us. All right. So I hope all of you have marked your attendance too. You were talking about my being your class teacher. You know how you have to mark your attendance? Right. Let's see what you say. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of ease. Okay. You have to give the antonym of the underlined word. You have to give me the antonym of the underlined word. Okay, I should have written the exact instructions, okay, instead of let's say just giving this heading. Okay, so I apologize for that, but this is what you have to do. I think a lot of you are saying E, thinking that you have to give the synonym. We don't have to give the synonym. I agree, exacting means demanding. You are right there. The trend suggests that most of the new members got themselves deregistered within 7 to 10 days of joining due to their demanding instructor, right? Could happen at a gym. Very believable. So this is a synonym and that's why this is not the answer. Now tell me, what is the antonym here? Okay, so I've got a D, I've got A or B. I've got A, B, all right. A. Good noon, Vicky. Namaste. Right. So A, all right. Okay. Insouciant. That means you remember the meaning of the word insouciant. Insouciant means someone who doesn't care. Someone who is indifferent. Okay. Someone who is indifferent. And it's also used in a positive sense also. So when someone is carefree, oh, I just don't care, let it happen, that person is insouciant. So somebody who is demanding, somebody who's an instructor who's demanding is an instructor who cares about you a lot, right? That's why he or she is so demanding. So insouciant is the opposite of this idea. When you are insouciant, you just don't care, you are pretty carefree. So absolutely correct, those who said A, that is the answer. Discourteous is someone who is not respectful towards you. Okay, someone who does not show you enough courtesy. So that's not the antonym of exacting. Exacting does not mean respectful. So this is not related in any manner. This is not related. Grievous, it's a grievous crime. What you've done is a grievous crime. Severe, grave, that is the meaning of grievous, right? So again, this is in the nature of a synonym and not an antonym when it comes to exacting, isn't it? So Bhushan, that's a great learning opportunity. Then exacting means demanding, insouciant is carefree, grievous, severe, grave. So a grievous crime is a grave crime. Okay, it's a big crime, not a peccadillo. Peccadillo are your minor sins, minor mistakes. Okay, peccadillo, minor mistakes that can be forgiven. Yes. Fastidious, again we have done this word in one of our vocabulary sessions. A person who is fastidious cares a lot about small little details and is therefore not very easy to please. That person is fastidious. Okay, punctilious is a synonym. Punctilious is a synonym. We have done this word punctilious also. So fastidious again is in the nature of a synonym when it comes to exacting. Okay, somebody who's demanding would care about minor details. Okay, would be severe with you, would be demanding. Okay, so synonyms, not related, antonym. A is the answer here. Hope this is clear. Yes, demanding is it can be in fact used in a negative context. When I say that, let's say if I say this course is demanding, that means this course is challenging for any person, right? If let's say somebody's partner is demanding, oh, she has a demanding partner, that's never a compliment. Okay, that means this person really, yes, as you say that this person really expects a lot from their partner, right? Okay. Demanding, yes, Vicky, absolutely correct. So when I say this course is demanding, that means it's a rigorous course, right? Okay. So A and B, this is what you should have narrowed down to, in my opinion, and very good those who said A. Good. So today you can mark yourself also. It's a contextual vocabulary session. You can see how many you get correct, how many you get incorrect, right? This here is a closed test. As I told you, this is a popular test, not just in your aptitude exams, but also in quite a few placement tests and aptitude tests related to employment, right? So let's have a look. Read this paragraph and then let's proceed to attempt the questions. Yes. Come October and you're burnt by the midday sun. We're probably talking about the West here, right? Otherwise, you would have said come May, come June. The storm and the sizzle is particularly dash as it comes after the relatively cool monsoon months. Though it is hot and muggy, that does not prevent people from coming out on the streets to dash the traditional festivals. And it must be shopping time also. Colorfully decorated showrooms are dash. So this is a full stop and here. Colorfully decorated showrooms are dash the passerby to let his hair down, splurge and take a bag full of gifts home for family. After all, the new year is just around. So this happens in the West around October. People start shopping, then one after the other. I think Halloween, Thanksgiving, these festivals come, and ultimately Christmas and New Year. This is what we are talking about. A very festive mood in the paragraph. Let's see. So in the first blank, what fits the best? Discourteous. Discourteous is somebody who's not respectful towards you. Irreverential. Okay, that's a synonym. Irreverential. Someone who does not show respect. Rude. Okay, that's great, Bhushan. Splurge is to spend excessively. Okay, a person who is profligate, who is extravagant, would splurge. A spendthrift splurges money, right? Okay. It could be true of all the genders, Kashish. I see where you're coming from, and not something that I can deny also, but then could be true for any gender. B, C, okay, all right. So B versus C. That's what we are saying. E also have got. Okay. Baking. The storm and the sizzle is particularly baking. It bakes you. Is that the intended meaning? It is particularly baking. I don't think baking fits at all here. Okay. So we are talking about the hot weather here. That's the focus on, right? In fact, the very next sentence is though it is hot and muggy. Also, we say as it comes after relatively cool months. So pay attention to the context. Okay. So here, as it comes after relatively cool monsoon months, that means it is particularly hot. That's what I'm trying to convey. Even the next sentence supports this fact, hot and muggy. So the word that's the closest to hot is sultry. Sultry weather. Okay. Sultry weather. So, when I talk about some weather being sultry, again, it's pretty hot and humid. That's when we call it sultry. Hot and humid. So, here, hot and muggy, this absolutely goes with sultry, and that's why this is the best fit here. And it's not, why would it be particularly pleasant as it comes after the relatively cool monsoon months? These are pleasant. Okay, these are pleasant. So this is particularly unpleasant for you. So B, no, B should not be the answer. C, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. All right. So C is the answer here. Not we didn't need positive words. We didn't need positive words because it is coming after a positive, pleasant weather. Okay. So I needed a negative, relatively negative word. So sultry, hot, humid, not a very, not something that inspires positivity, right? Baking does not fit here at all. Okay. All right then. The second sentence. Let's see what you say. Sultry is an adjective. Sultry is an adjective. Okay, it is particularly sultry. I am describing the weather here. Adjective. Right. Alluring is attractive. Yes, alluring, attractive. Something that allures you. It attracts you towards itself. Okay. All right. I've got some responses already. Great. Okay. Others, what do you say? Is this the only word that fits? I've got a B also. C also. Okay. Just D and E are left. Okay, so we have a student named No Way. No Way says Herald. Okay. What should I say to this? This is the answer. Otherwise, I would have said no way. So, absolutely correct. A is the answer. And we are trying to say that though it is hot and muggy, people still welcome. People still come out onto the streets to start, to initiate, to initiate, to start. That is herald. Okay, that is the meaning of the word herald. It's a verb. Okay, it can be used as a noun also. It can be used as a noun also. Here it means to basically start that season, right? Moot is used to start a discussion, to start a, let's say, to start discussion on a topic, right? So it's used in the sense of discussions, topics, etc. Difficult conversations. Moot, right? He mooted that question. So, in fact, in law, when students they want to practice law, okay, while still remaining in their law school, so they have these mock courts called moot courts. Okay, so these mock courts, the moot courts, there is a topic that they initiate discussions on. So to moot is to start discussion on a topic. To start discussion on a topic. Okay. So does not fit here. Uh, Moot is dispute. See, when we call something a moot point, that means it's no longer a relevant point. Okay, so if I say, oh, this is a moot point, that means this is either not relevant or it is subject to debate. Okay, so in that sense, you are right. As an adjective, it means something that is not relevant or something that is subject to debate. A moot point. That's how we use it. So that means something that is disputable or something that is irrelevant. Okay, so that's the meaning. It was baking. Yes, yes, but it was baking, not banking. All right. Okay. Foreshadow is the meaning of herald. Herald is, yes, something that that's that acts as a sign. That's okay. Something is about to begin. So it's basically a sign of things to come. A sign, a signal that things are about to begin. So yes, in that sense, it foreshadows various events. It acts as a signal. So in that sense, yes, we can use it as a synonym. Okay. All right. There is a banking on the street. Okay, okay, okay. You are saying they are getting together on the street. They are banking on the street. So coming out on the streets, banking on the streets would mean that they've crowded the streets. Okay, so we are just talking about their coming out right now. Okay. Uh, Herald is the answer. Moot you've understood as a verb to start discussion, as an adjective, something that's disputable, irrelevant. Invite, no. Invite does not fit here. To invite the traditional festivals, no. To basically start that shopping and everything. Boycott, never. That does not fit here. Does not fit the context. Goes against it. Okay. False as per the paragraph. Repudiate, again, to reject something. When we repudiate a contract, we basically reject it. Right? That okay, from now on it's no longer valid. We revoke it. So repudiate also does not fit here. The answer is A. Herald. Okay, once we mark the correct option, will you explain the meaning of all the other words as well? Yes, yes, yes. You have to go through that with me. Okay, because that's important. It's important that you build your vocabulary and not just get the correct answers, right? And it must be shopping time also. Colorfully decorated showrooms are dashed the passerby. So what are they doing? They are dashed the passerby to let his hair down, splurge, and take a bag full of gifts home for family. Yes. Let's see what you say. All right. Let's see what the others say. So D, C, that's what I've got. Quite a few C's. A, D, all right. Forcing. Are they forcing the passerby? Forcing is a negative word. They are encouraging the passerby. They are encouraging. I need a word for encouraging. Okay. So exhorting is the word. To exhort someone is to encourage them, to urge them to do something, to encourage, to urge. So that's my answer. Right? B, Bangalore, not A. Fascinating the passerby. Fascinating the passerby. See, basically, the idea is that showrooms are actively encouraging you, urging you to, just please let your hair down. Meaning that just become carefree and splurge a little, right? When you let your hair down, you start enjoying yourselves. Okay. So, fascinating the passerby to let his hair down. No, encouraging the passerby to let his hair down. Pursuing, are they just running after the passerby? No. Hounding, negative word. When you hound someone, you just after them. Okay. You're badgering them. You're badgering them. You are goading them. So badger, goad, hound, pester. These are all synonyms. Okay. All negative words, all synonyms. So A and E eliminated because negative. C and D do not fit the surrounding words, the context. And B, because it's a positive word, because it means encouraging, that is the answer. Hope this makes sense. All right. So Roosters is making monkeys in the chat box. Any particular reason? Exhorting, to encourage, to urge. URGE, urge. Okay. To let one's hair down is to basically relax and start enjoying yourself. So when we if let's say I've tied up my hair, that conveys that, okay, I am a little inhibited, a little formal. But if I let my hair down, you can remember it like this. Basically, I behave now in an uninhibited way. I am now relaxing and having fun. That's the idea. Okay. All right, all right. So B, Bangalore is the answer. This was your close test. I hope you've been enjoying the session so far, right? We've seen one antonym, okay, wherein a word was underlined in a sentence, you had to find the antonym, and we've seen a close test, right? If you are enjoying, then you know what you have to do. Let's attempt a question. This is a previous year question, okay? It's actually a CAT question. Okay, and interestingly, that year CAT asked you five. It gave you five options. It was a difficult CAT paper. I think 2008 is where I've picked it from. So five sentences here, as you can see, and you have to tell me whether the word ironic fits in the first sentence or caustic. If let's say caustic fits, then you know that B has to begin your sequence. In that case, you'll eliminate option 4, right? Then in the second one, if you decide, let's say valid fits, so then you know that after B, A has to come. So you will eliminate 2 and 5. So this is how you have to proceed here. You may not know the meanings of all the words. It's absolutely fine. You may not, let's say, know both the words in a particular sentence. Again, fine, as long as you're able to eliminate. Okay, so be smart about it. Let me see what you say. Yes. Yes, hound also means to irritate. When you keep pestering someone, right? So after a while they will get irritated, right? Yes, to harass someone. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Sanyas, are you becoming a hermit, roosters? So you're going to live an ascetic life from now on? I'm trying to cover vocabulary words while talking to you. From now on, roosters will live an austere life, the life of an ascetic. They'll be very frugal. Yes, is beneficial for CET. See, reading the newspaper will help you because it will make you used to reading articles of the length that can be asked as your RC passages. Also, the vocabulary is good there. The issues raised are very topical. So, reading a newspaper, a good standard newspaper, the Indian Express, the Hindu, that helps. Okay. So, definitely it will. But I also suggest that you solve some RC passages. Just reading will help you partially. So, solving is also necessary. Okay. 1, 2, okay, 3, all right. Niromancy, this is 4, right? Yes, this is 4. Okay, I know Hindi wala counting also. And then you've changed it to 2. All right. Okay, so let's see. A lot of varied responses I'm getting on this question. Quite a lengthy question, right? Because you have to understand the meanings of 10 words here, right? So she managed. No, let's begin with the easiest one. Forget this one. I think this is easy. Fifth is easy, right? They heard the bells dash far and wide. This peal, P-double-E-L, peal. Which peal is this? The one that the monkey made by roosters might leave after eating a banana. Yes, the banana peel. This is that peel that we're talking about. Basically, peel means the outer covering of any fruit, vegetable, right? So this peel cannot be the answer. Even if, let's say, you do not know the meaning of this peeling, you realize that okay, A cannot be the answer. Once you realize this, you know that B is the answer. Now just see what happens. We eliminate 3 options right away. 3 options go out of the window. 1, 4 and 5. Okay, what does this mean? Ringing. Okay, pealing bells, ringing. You must have heard this phrase, pealing laughter, the sounds of pealing laughter. Okay, so a laughter that sort of rings, pleasant laughter. Okay, so this was easy for me. Then 3 was also relatively easy for me. I am not dash to helping out. Adverse, adverse conditions, adverse conditions. So when I say adverse, that means they are not favorable, unfavorable conditions. So I am not unfavorable to helping out. That does not make sense. Averse means reluctant. Averse. So people can be reluctant to help you out. Okay. So I am not averse to helping out. I am not reluctant to help people out. That's what I intend to say. Right. So B is the answer here, not A. Once I realize this, let me see if it helps me. Okay, here we have a B in the third one. Here we have a A. Okay, so one more eliminated. See, my job is done. I found my answer just by looking at 2 sentences. Okay, and this was not some trick that I was trying to play on you after looking at the answer. I genuinely found the words 3 and the sentences 3 and 5 to be simple. And that's how I proceeded. So now we know that these are the answers for the remaining sentences. Right? Sorry, fourth is A. Fourth is A. Let's still understand the meanings of all the words because we are trying to improve our vocabulary. She managed to bite back the caustic. Caustic is something that burns. Okay, the critical retort. Okay, extremely harsh, bitter. Retort is a reply that you give to someone whose assertion you may not have liked or who might have, let's say, said something bad to you. So you reply. That's a retort. Okay, so she managed to bite it back. That means she didn't actually say it. She wanted to say it, but then she just stopped herself. Right? So she managed to bite back the caustic retort on the tip of her tongue. Ironic, irony. Ironic. When we call a situation ironic, that means we didn't expect this to happen, but it has happened. Okay, when the opposite of what we were expecting happens, right? When expectation and reality are very different. Expectation versus reality. You must have seen a lot of such reels and videos, no? Expectation versus reality. All these reels are trying to highlight the irony in a situation. Okay, so here caustic fits better because for replies, we use such words, no, harsh reply, critical reply. Ironic retort, sarcastic retort would have fitted, but not ironic retort. Okay, ironic means probably we were not expecting her to retort, but she retorted. Does not make as much sense. Okay, all right. How can we improve on getting the answers the way you are getting? Um, Honestly speaking, I did this purely on the basis of the context. Okay, so again, in a novel I had read this phrase peeling laughter. Okay, so this has to do something with sounds. That's what I remembered. Okay, this has to do something with sounds, and I'm talking about bells, so I'm probably talking about their ringing. So that's how I arrived at peeling. Okay, then I realized, oh, this peel anyway means chilka, as you said, right? So I eliminated it very confidently. Then similarly, this one, I have heard people saying this. I have read this in, let's say, various contexts that I am not averse to doing this or she is averse to doing it. I've never heard I am adverse to doing it. So the context helps, and ultimately it comes down to how much you've been reading, how much you are, let's say, solving RC passages, because there you are indirectly reading, how much you're reading anyway, how much you listen to a language. Okay, so that becomes a factor for me in vocabulary. Otherwise, in case, let's say, you've made a lot of effort in learning vocabulary words, that of course is going to help you. So in case you've learned some high frequency list, these are high frequency words. This adverse, averse at least, ironic, caustic at least, these are high frequency words, right? So that's how it works. All right. 2, he gave an impassioned and valid or cogent plea for judicial reform. See, when we talk about our statements, our, let's say, plea here to make a case for yourself. Okay, when you say something in favor for yourself and you request someone to do something, argument, pleas, arguments. So we want our arguments, our pleas, one, to be very eloquent, wherein we express ourselves in such a way that they are very appealing to the other person. That's how all of us want to argue, all of us want to talk, right? The second thing that we want them to be is logically sound. We don't want to sound stupid. We want what we say to make sense. So the word for that is cogent. When your arguments are logically sound. Okay. So logically sound, that is what I need here. A cogent plea, valid plea, invalid plea. That again here. See, when I look at it with impassioned, no. When I look at the other word, impassioned, again, eloquent, appealing. So cogent is the word that fits better with it. As it's not about whether something is valid or invalid in this case. It's about whether it makes sense or not. So that's why cogent. I hope this is clear. Irony versus hypocrisy. So hypocrisy is when you encounter irony in someone's behavior. That's when you call it hypocritical. So if, let's say, I ask you to behave in a particular way, let's say I ask you not to litter on the road, but you find me littering on the road. So this is hypocrisy. You will call me a hypocrite. And it is ironical also because you expect me to not litter, but I am not meeting your expectations. The reality is very different. So this is irony in action. Hypocrisy is nothing but irony in action. Right? Okay. Cogent means, no, cogent means logically sound, logically fit. That is cogent. Okay, coherent. Coherent is, yes, something again that makes sense in a, so when you utter words and they're incoherent, that means the other person is just not able to get what you're trying to say. Coherent, the other person is able to make sense. A verse, feeling. Now, coupe and this coupe. Okay, so coupe. The coupe broke away as the train climbed the hill. The last bogie of the train, in which usually people's luggage is kept, is called the train's coupe. You even have coupe cars. Any automobile fans here, you would know there are types of cars that are called coupe cars. They just have 2 seats in the front. Okay, and there are no back seats as such. So coupe cars. All right. So this is the word here. What does this coupe mean? Yes. CUOP. First of all, 8 minutes. I want to differentiate this with, sorry, this is coup. That's how we pronounce it. This is coup. COOP. So let's see the difference. COOP, coup. Anybody who's heard it in the context of poultry? This is pronounced as coop. The focus is there on the P. We pronounce the P. And this means a cage in which poultry is kept, hens, etc., etc. Okay, farm animals, etc. That's a coop with a P. This I was mispronouncing earlier. Here P is silent. This is called a coop. That's how it is pronounced. Coop. What does this mean? A very relevant term. Military coup. Very good. Very good. Okay. Correct, Amrit. Correct, Devansh. So, a military coup is when the military overthrows the government. Coup simply means an act of overthrowing. An act of overthrowing. Right. So it is used in governance also, in politics also. It can be used in other contexts also. So for instance, India staged a coup over Australia. Okay, India staged a coup over Australia in that match. So in, let's say, a particular cricket match, India won, and how? And so you are appreciating it. So you are saying India just overthrew them. India staged a coup. Right. So can be used in a non-political sense as well. Okay. And coup d'etat. Coup d'etat. I hope you will remember this. What does this mean? Yes. There's something called coup de grace also. Okay, this is your homework. This is your homework. You will find out the pronunciation. Okay. You will tell me if I am pronouncing it right or not. Okay. Is it coup d'etat? Is it coup d'etat? Okay. How do I pronounce it? Is the T silent or is the T pronounced? And what is coup de grace? You have to tell me that also. In the next class, okay, we will discuss this. Coup de grace also. These two words. French terms, both of them, we'll discuss. Okay. Now, good, good, good. Yes, correct, correct. So basically, if I have to write it the proper French way, no, this is how I will write it. Coup. Then after this D, there is this sign. Then after this E, there is this sign. And then we write it. Okay. So, coup d'etat. Coup d'etat. That's how it's pronounced. All right. Now, coming to Shadyantra. All right, all right. Okay, okay. We're starting a discussion on the match. DNTR, soft sounds. Correct. Absolutely correct, Amrit. Okay. Coup d'etat. Yes. Correct, correct, my correct. Coup d'etat. Absolutely, absolutely. So the T is silent, and coup de grace, you will also tell me its meaning and in which all contexts I can use it. That also I need to know. Is it just limited to a political context? Okay. Or can it be used in a non-political context? We'll discuss that also. Meanwhile, we've discussed this question, right? Completed the discussion on this question. So you can see how it is a lengthy question. Okay. 10 words that we have to know the meanings of, but it could be very easily done through the help of options. So caustic, cogent, averse, coupe, not coup, and peeling. These are the answers. Okay. All right. Okay. So we come to fill in the blanks. And these are IIFT. Yes, this is a question from IIFT. Okay. I've added one option here. Have I? No, I didn't add an option. This had 5 options somehow. Right. Let's see what you mark here. Yes. 5 options. An IIFT question. Let's see what you mark. The last is silent. Irony and paradox. There is a difference, Sanil. Paradox is a logical contradiction. Okay, when you feel that these two situations can't exist together logically, but they do anyway, that is a paradox. Right? The paradox of plenty, with the water diamond paradox, as we call it. Water being so essential and yet inexpensive, diamonds being so inessential and yet being expensive. So logically contradictory. Okay. All right. Yes. So quite a few messages coming. So they are not similar as such. They are two different figures of speech. However, one writer can actually employ both, and sometimes, yes, they tend to overlap. In some situations are ironical also and paradoxical also at the same time. Okay. Yes, absolutely correct, Devansh. Coup de grace, it means that final blow that kills a wounded animal. Why is it associated with grace? Because you are being merciful towards this person. You're being merciful towards this person by killing them. Coup de grace. Right? So that's how. And this again, if I look at the exact French pronunciation, again the way we write it in French is A takes over this sign. Okay, these are some signs to focus on pronunciation, and they pronounce it as coup de grace. Coup de grace. Grace is also accepted because it has been adopted in English, but the pure French pronunciation is coup de grace. Right? Okay. 5, 4, 3. All right, all right. Okay. 5, 3, 4. Okay. 2 also. I've got 1 also. So basically, I've got everything here. Okay. So this is a good question and a relatively tricky one. This is no, this is from CAT, I believe, not from IIFT. From CAT previous year papers. Exhaustion of natural resources. Okay. Destruction of individual initiative by governments, control over men's minds by central dash of education, and propaganda are some of the major evils. So I'm listing evils here. So control over men's minds by central dash of education. I think 2 is very easy to eliminate. What does it mean by central aspects of education? Either I say central institutions, then it would make sense. Okay. Even central departments of education does not make sense. Either the institutions are controlling our mind, or some principles are controlling our mind. Okay, some principles related to education, some tenets, they are controlling my mind, or some institutions are controlling my mind. Aspects, departments controlling my mind, that seems a little far-fetched, a little dystopian also. Right. So 1, 3, 4. Now let's read. There's some of the major evils which appear to be on the increase as a result of the impact of science upon minds suited by dash to an earlier kind of world. So when science tries to impact the minds of those people, that are suited by dash to an earlier kind of world, people who want to believe in an earlier kind of world, people who are conservative, people who want to stick to that kind of a world, right? So when science actually tries to impact them, then this is all that happens. That's what we are saying. So suited by repulsion does not make sense. Okay, they're rather attracted to that kind of a world. Suited by tradition, okay, could be the answer. Suited by inhibitions does not make sense at all. They don't have any inhibitions to an earlier kind of world. They're rather attracted towards that kind of a world. So it comes down to 1 and 4. This way, by understanding the context, it comes down to 1 and 4. Now between 1 and 4, you have to tell me what should be the answer. Yes. Let's see what you say. Come on. Between 1 and 4. Invincible is saying 1. Do others agree? Are all others here? Alive, awake, alert? Yes. Tell me. So 1 is what I'm getting, and you're absolutely correct. 1 is the answer. So see, this is how I eliminate and I narrow down. Then after narrowing down, I also think a little. It's not like I know the answer always. Okay. So 1 is the answer. Tenets. So the men's minds are being controlled by the central principles that are very centralized. Okay. And they're suited by fixation. There are people who are fixated to this earlier kind of world. They're not able to digest the changes that science is bringing in. Right? So 1 is the answer. All right. Perfect. Then that's the effort to make things absolutely clear to you. okay, to make them lucid, okay, so that they are as limpid as the water in Maldives on a clear day, right? So lucid is clear for arguments, for discussion. Limpid is clear in the sense of, let's say, water, when we see things and they are clear to us, right? Adjective, adjective. Okay, this is an interesting question. Let's see what you say here. So you see some words have been repeated. Amazing, amazing, shocking, shocking, unappreciated, unappreciated. Superb, superb, yes. So let's see what you say. Last question for the day, okay? I want enthusiastic response. So Bhushan is asking why tenets means principles. Tenets, principles. Okay, the guidelines, the principles. Fixation, when you're fixated, you are basically obsessed with a thing. Okay, so if you're fixated on a particular thing, you are obsessed with it. Okay, so that's what we are talking about. Obsession, being highly attracted towards something. Okay, so single S here, just a second. Yeah. EA, all right, all right. Okay, okay. So a lot of you saying E, and you've got it correct. Absolutely correct. E is the answer here. Okay, so easy question, right? Unplanned actually gives it away. If you notice unplanned, you will mark it correctly, right? So it was unplanned, unpredicted makes sense along with unplanned. Yes, and unappreciated well after their initial use. So this well after their initial use told me that okay, unappreciated is the best fit here. So based on this last blank, actually, I cemented my decision that E should be the answer. Isn't it? So I hope this makes sense to you. Okay. All right. Just a second. Let's attempt one more question. We have time. Okay. So I have added one more question to the PowerPoint while you were attempting this one. Let's attempt this. Yes. And you know, this is actually a ZAT question. This is a ZAT previous year question. So it's not like all questions in all exams are going to be difficult. Yes, absolutely. The options were easy and unplanned also gave you a clue. Antonym you have to find. Tell me, what should be the answer? Correct, correct, absolutely. The congregation was awestruck at the sight of the levitating saint. Let's see, what is the antonym? Illuminating, okay. Pratham says A, Vicky A, Mayus A. All right, all right, all right. So levitating means to levitate, to rise up in the air, to rise up in the air. Levity is associated with lightness. So basically something that is light will rise up in the air, right? So levity is actually a noun, which means this light-hearted conversation, let's say light-hearted discussions, light-hearted conversations. An atmosphere of levity, light-hearted environment, let's say, atmosphere. That is levity. To levitate is to rise up in the air. So the opposite is of course gravitating. The opposite is A, gravitating. Okay. So gravitate is to be attracted towards, be pulled towards something, whereas levitate is to be pulled away from something. So gravitating is the answer here. And enchanting, captivating, these are synonyms. When you are attracted, when you find something attractive, you are enchanted, you are mesmerized by it. Fascinating, going to and fro, going to and fro in your decisions, in your mood, right? So basically when something is not stable, your mood, your decisions, you vacillate. Okay, so she vacillated between anger and happiness. or she vacillated from one decision to another. When you are indecisive. Okay, indecisive. Levi's, I'm not sure if that was their intention. It could be a surname, simply a surname. And illuminate is to light something up. This is the other light. This is not light heavy wala light. This is light dark wala light. Okay, light dark wala light. To light something up, something that lights up. Okay. All right, all right. So I hope this makes sense. By Dua Lipa. Okay. This is some show that we're talking about. I'll also watch. This is clear to everybody. All the words. Vacillate. To vacillate is to be indecisive. She vacillated between one career option and another. All right, then I hope you'll use these words. I think vacillate is a word that you can use very easily, right? And some of these words were very easy. It's just the context that mattered, isn't it? So I hope this will help you in all your FIBs, your fill in the blank questions, your closed tests. That was the intention behind today's session. Okay. And I hope you've learned new words. You will remember them and revise them. Important. Yes, we will mix all questions in the last lab. We'll do this. Absolutely, Sanil. So yes, August begins, and I mean, all my wishes are with you. Just keep calm, okay? And I think Saral sir conducted a wonderful session wherein he gave you a very detailed schedule. Just follow your schedule now. Have faith in your consistency and preparation, okay? And capitalize on your strengths at this time. Okay, that's all that you need. All the very best. Okay. All the very best. All my wishes are with you. Okay, I'll hear this. I'll hear this. Dua Lipa. Okay. Welcome, welcome. You do have a great weekend. Welcome. I'll see you on Tuesday now. Okay. And I am conducting a CAT session at 3 p.m. wherein we'll discuss a CAT previous year passage along with some verbal ability, that is para-jumble, para-summary questions. So those of you who are taking CAT and wish to see how questions have come in the previous years, you can attend that at 3 p.m. Okay. Bye. Welcome. See you. Yes, yes. Our sessions will continue. Our sessions will continue. 12 to 1 wala sessions, they will be there along with last lab. Last lab is in addition. Okay. All right. Welcome, welcome. Same to you, Om. Bye.